Good evening and welcome to this week the Isthmian League Show. I'm Gary Pascoe. Yep, I'm Gary Pascoe. We have a cracking show for you tonight. We've got 2 games from the Premier Division, 4 games from the South East Division and 1 from the North Division, as well as a Velocity Trophy game. Also, we have an interview with Uxbridge first team manager Danny Edwards. Right, let's get on with the action.
Horsham and Margate played out a very entertaining game this past Saturday. Margate had their goalkeeper Ben Breedle-Carr to thank for keeping him in the game in the early stages, as he produced fine saves from first Rob O'Toole and then Charlie Harris. And it was the visitors who capitalised in the second half. Marshall Godo bursting forwards, and although he was initially pushed wide, he kept his cool to chip the ball for Harrison Hatfull to nod home. Horsham pushed hard for an equaliser and were eventually rewarded when Brivio's ball fell kindly at the feet of Rob O'Toole, who took the ball in his stride before setting up a grandstand finale. And in stoppage time, the turnaround was complete. Lucas Rodriguez on hand to stab the ball home following some real pinball in the box to send the Camping World Community Stadium into a frenzy. Horsham used the momentum of that win on Tuesday night against out of form Wingate and Finchley. O'Toole again the right man in the right place to finish from 12 yards to score his 3rd league goal of the season and give Horsham the lead. Tom Kavanagh then had the chance to extend the home side's advantage before the break. Ben Goode guessed right and was then alert enough to snuff out the rebound. Lucas Rodriguez was then denied by the upright as his low shot dragged across the face of goal. A deserved second goal finally came, and it was Route 1 stuff. A simple ball over the top saw Lee Harding through on goal. He showed composure to check back and chip the ball into the net to score his 3rd in the last 4 games.
Horsham's second goal. Scored in the 68th minute, Scott Lee Harding!
The woodwork was to come to Wingate's aid once more, as Horsham pushed for more. Charlie Hester Cook's venomous effort cannoning back off the bar, and Rodriguez skied the rebound. And the evening was about to go from bad to worse for Dexter Peter. This late challenge on Rodriguez enough to earn him a 2nd yellow card, as Wingate and Finchley finished the game with 10 men. The final score, Horsham 2, Wingate and Finchley 0. That's 5 wins in a row for Horsham.
Right, a double helper there for Horsham supporters. Right, we'll start with Horsham 2, Margate 1. They're on a great form at the moment, Horsham. 4 games on the spin. But they did go behind 1-0 there. And it's a good cross by Gudu. He's a good player, good skillful winger. Loves getting a cross in, very good. So they scored. Hatfield scored on the 65th minute. And then O'Toole came back for Horsham and scored on the 77th minute, and it was going to look like it was going to be 1-1 all the way through. But then sadly, in the 90th minute, I'm not sure what the goalkeeper was doing. He had a good game. He pulled a couple of good saves off, but a cross came in from the left. It looked like he was going to try to catch the ball. It hit his belly and come out, and there was a bit of a scramble there. And Rodriguez was there to slap it home for 2-1. So I think they would be a little bit disappointed, Margate, not coming away with a point in that one. And then on Tuesday night, Horsham played Wingate and Finchley, and like I said, they won again, 2-0. That's their 5th straight win now. So they're climbing up the table really well, Horsham. They started poorly, everyone knows they started poorly, but they've started to climb the table. And again, O'Toole got his 2nd goal in the week. That's his 3rd for the season. And then Harding, wow, what a goal that was. Ball over the top. He controlled it. He was under pressure from the defender, and he's on his right foot. He composed himself, put it on his left, and what a good finish that was, just clipping over the goalkeeper. So let's have a look at the results then from Saturday. The 27th of November. Bognor Regis 1, Hornchurch 2. And a little bit of a surprise there, to be honest. Bognor losing at home, I must admit. But Hornchurch, I went there and beat them 2-1. A good crowd again, 793. Leatherhead, I wouldn't expect them to go and beat Carshalton, but they were leading 2-0, then 3-1, and then Carshalton come back and got a point, 3-3. So again, you know, Leatherhead, they're on a bad time at the moment, so they must be feeling a little bit disappointed with that. 0-0 Crinfield Casuals, talking about Hornchurch. Merstham, another team, they were 2-0 up. No, they weren't, beg your pardon. They were 2-0 down, 2-0 down this week on Saturday. And they come back to 2-2, getting the final goal in the 90th minute. So a lot of goals coming in the 90th. And then Lewis ended up at Wingate and Finchley, and that ended 1-1. On Tuesday, there was a couple of games. On Tuesday, a few games. Craig Wanderers went to Bower and Pitsea, 1-1 draw there. Told you about Horsham Wingate. And then again, Merstham. This time they drew again, 2-2. But this time they were 2-1 up. And Bishop Stortford got back on the 67th minute with Foxley, making it 2-2. And then the final game of the evening was Potters Bar 1, Carshalton Athletic 2. So let's have a look at the table for the Prem. Worthing still top. Obviously, Worthing never played on Saturday. They win the trophy. And so a lot of the teams were actually Worthing, Enfield, Cheshunt and Bishop Stortford. All the 4 out of the 5 were in the trophy. So there wasn't much change. And Worthing are still top. Play 16, 37. Enfield 16, 35. Lewis 18, played 2 games more, 31. Cheshunt 17, 31. And Bishop Stortford 17, 30. We can go all the way down really to probably even Carshalton in 8th. They played 17 on 26. So we got Folkestone on 6 in 6th place and Kingston in 7th. Right, down the bottom, as I said, Horsham have climbed right out of the bottom. They were holding the table up a few weeks back, and now they've climbed right up to 14th. So they must be well pleased with their performance at the moment. And Leatherhead are still bottom. Played 18, 9 points. I do worry about Leatherhead. They've got to start putting a run together. Brightland Sea Region 17, 11th, second from bottom. Craig Wanderers, unbelievable. They're 20th, played 15, 12 points. And East Thurrock 17th and 14 points. So the games for Saturday. There's one cracking game in this one. We'll go through that in a minute. Bishop Stortford versus Crinfield Carshalton Athletic, I beg your pardon. Crinfield Casuals versus Wingate and Finchley. East Thurrock, Bowes and Pitsea. Enfield versus Folkestone, good game. Nice little top of the table clash. Haringey Borough versus Bognor. Hornchurch Kingstonians, another one. Kingstonians are just out there, need to get back to winning ways in the league. And this is the game of the day. Leatherhead versus Brighton Sea Region, no doubt, 6-pointer, 100%. You know, they're both bottom, and I think whoever loses that could be looking down a barrel of the gun, no doubt about it. Lewis Potters Bar Town, Margate Cheshunt, Merstham Horsham, and last but not least, Worthing versus Craig Wanderers. So that is the fixtures and the league table for the Premier Division.
Haywards Heath Town got off to the perfect start at home to Hastings United. Josh Clark driving towards the penalty area before shifting the ball and unleashing an unstoppable effort into the top corner. And shortly after the restart, they doubled their lead to seal all 3 points. Craig Stone misreading the bounce off the ball, which allowed Dos Santos a clear run on goal. He saw Sam Renfrey and laid it on a plate to side foot home. Haywards Heath's first win in 4 keeps them within touching distance at the top of the league. Whitehawk started a disappointing week in dominant fashion, creating numerous chances against a struggling Whitstable town. Dan Easton at his acrobatic best to deny Javian Splat. The chances kept coming, but when they finally did get the ball in the net, referee Jerry Heron deemed that Declan Karma had pushed his man unfairly to get his head to the ball. Whitehawk were made to pay for their missed chances when Kimu Darbo scored his first goal for his new club, latching onto the through ball before poking the ball past Stromberg in the Hawks' net, and a real smash and grab that makes it 2 wins on the spin for Whitstable.
Right, let's have a look at the South East Division. Haywards Heath versus Hastings. Wow, Hastings, Gary Effleck won't be happy with some of that defending, I must admit. I felt a little bit sorry for Craig Stone, to be fair, on the first goal, because listen, Clack, great effort. If you don't shoot, you don't score. If you're not in the raffle, you don't buy a ticket. You're not in the raffle. So he had a shot, but it did come off Stone's head. And that looped over the goalkeeper's head. I think it's Rogers, the goalkeeper. It just looped over his head. So I'm not sure if he had it covered, the goalkeeper, but that did take it over the goalkeeper's head. But again, it was a good strike. But the second goal, wow. Second goal was a bit of a sickener, like I say. Gary won't be happy with the defending. Again, poor old Craig Stone. Sorry, mate. You let the ball bounce and it went right through you, didn't it? And who was it? Dos Santos, superb play by him. He was not selfish at all. He could have gone to goal, but he just pulled it back for Renfrey, and that's his. I think that's his 4th goal of the season. And so a good win for Haywards Heath. You know, they climbed up the table again. They're keeping in touch with the leaders, and Clack, that's his 5th goal of the campaign. Renfrey 4th of the campaign. So they're doing a good job, the Heath, and they're up to 3rd. So that is Haywards Heath 2, Hastings United 0. The next game was Whitehawk versus Whitstable. Listen, the weather had a big play on Saturday, no doubt about it, in all the games. And but Whitehawk, they were all over Whitstable. Unbelievable. The goalkeeper pulled off a couple of spectacular saves, Dan Easton for Whitstable. And Whitehall had a goal disallowed. There was a push in the back. Referee definitely gave that, no problem. They know how to play downhill, Whitehall, on their own pitch, obviously. And their centre half, Mo Kamara, he loves a dribble. Unbelievable. Picked the ball up and he did like a dribble, the centre half. Really interesting to see. It was 0-0 at half time. And then, obviously, Whitehall ended up going uphill. And but Whitstable on the counter, they just nicked it. Good cross from the right. The Whitehawk defence was all over the place. Great touch by the new signing. He was a new signing, Kemo Darbo. New signing by him, from him, and he took a great touch, good composure, and slotted it home. And he celebrated with all the Whitstable supporters, all 4 of them. Well done. What a great day that was. So, like I say, they weren't in the game really. They had a lot of chances. Whitehawk didn't take them. They had one clear off the line, but then Whitstable go on the counter and nick the ball off of them. So that's those 2 games. We've got another 2 games coming up.
Ashford United climbed to the summit of the table this past Saturday with a convincing win over VCD Athletic. Ratty did well to keep the attack alive before Kwai's shot was beaten out by Sam Mott. Jay May pounced on the rebound to give Ashford the lead. Just after the hour mark, Josh Wilson drove his free kick under the wall from the edge of the area, to the delight of the majority of the 279 in attendance. Yusuf Bamba made it 3 goals in his last 4 games as he pulled a goal back 10 minutes into the second half. And up steps substitute Gary Lockyer to score his first for the club in the last minute, one that Sam Mott will not want to watch back. Final score, Ashford United 3, VCD Athletic 1. On a wet and windy Tuesday night at the Terrapura ground, Whitehawk gave an early Christmas present to Bradley Chauffeur on the stroke of half-time. The second goal was scored by that man again. Chauffeur at the double with a free header from Annie Dugby's cross. In a game with few chances, a bright spark for Whitehawk came in the final moments when young substitute Billy Clark received the ball on the far touchline before cutting past 2 lazy challengers and curling exquisitely into the corner. It wasn't to be enough as Whitehawk dropped to their 3rd defeat in a row. Herne Bay, however, are now in the playoff places.
Right, another 2 games from the South East Division. Let's have a look at Ashford United. Right, I have to apologise. I kept calling them Ashford Town. I do apologise. It's Ashford United 3, VCD Athletic 1. And some, not bad goals in this game. Good bit of skill by Ratty. He just sort of done a little back heel and it went in and got a crossing. The goalkeeper pulled a great save for VCD, but he just punched the ball straight out in front of him really, and his defenders weren't picking up May. May got the first goal, broke the deadlock, and made it 1-0 to Ashford United. But I must admit, I was very impressed with the second goal, but with the wall. Great bit of improvising, if you like, from what's his name, Josh Wilson. Josh Wisson. He kept the ball low. He meant to do that. He kept the ball low right under the wall. The goalkeeper was flat-footed. He couldn't see it. And he slotted it home superbly. So, well done to you, Josh. Cracking goal there, mate. And then the third goal... Sorry, goalkeeper. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if it got a backspin on it from Gary Locker. I don't know if it was a backspin on it or what. Or it was wet and windy. Listen, mate, I don't know what happened there. But, that was a shocker, I've got to tell you. So, unlucky there. And... Yusuf Bamba got a goal back for VCD. I know Bamba really well, Yusuf really well, and he's a good player, and he's got a couple of goals so far. So that win took Ashford United to the top of the table. So well done to Ashford United 3, VCD 1. Right, and the other game was Whitehawk 1, Herne Bay 2. And Whitehawk wanted to really bounce back after the defeat on Saturday to Whitstable Town, but obviously they never with Herne Bay. And as Dean said in the commentary, they gave him a good start, Herne Bay, giving the ball away, and Chauffeur got a brace that night, and that was his first one. Listen, he still had to put it away, slotted it home really well, and good goal for him. But the second one was the best one, I must admit. Great cross from the left. He was in the area, Chauffeur, all on his own. Not sure who was picking him up, and just had an easy header home, making it 2-0. But one bit of good news for Whitehall, I feel, is Billy Clark. I saw him on Saturday. He played number 7. He's a young lad, local lad, loves getting at people, good winger, typical winger, got a lot of skill, like taking players on and getting crosses in. But on Tuesday night, he's got a cracking goal in the 87th minute, and just cutting it on. He was on the left, cutting on his right, and put a great shot in. So good goal for Billy Clark, and good luck for him. Good prospect. Right, let's have a look at the league for the South East Division. As I said, Ashford United, they've gone top. They played 15 and 35. Craig Valley PM, they've dropped down, but I've got to just quickly put this in. They played Ramsgate on Saturday. They drew 1-1 and it was free to get in. It was free to get in. It was put on the website and on Twitter, and 703 people turned up for that game. So well done to Ramsgate. I'll go for the results in a minute, but I just had to put that forward because I thought that was a brilliant effort from Ramsgate. So Haywards Heath are in third. They jumped up to third, like I said. Played 15, 32 points. Ramsgate 15, 30 points. Herne Bay, with that win on Tuesday night, climbed them up to fifth, 30 points. Hastings, also they won on Tuesday night 2-0. They're 15 and 28 points. That's about it really. Sitting Bull are 7th with 23, but a little bit behind, obviously. Down the bottom, well, I'm sorry, but I think Phoenix Sports, I think you might have gone already, lads. Played 15, 4 points. You know, I don't want to put the mockers on it, but I just feel that, you know, what's going to happen? 4 points, conceded 34 goals. East Grinstead, they got back there, dropped down into second from bottom now, 15 and 10 points. Whitstable, you know, it's turned a corner, the manager there, done a good job, and they've just climbed out they again were second bottom, now they're third bottom. They're 18th with 11 points, and Lancing are 15. Played 15, 12 point in 17th place. I think that's the four, because Sevenoaks is above them on 17 points. So I think they're the four who'll be battling it out for who's going to go down and who's going to be in the playoffs. Right, let's have a look at the results for the South East Division on Saturday. As we see Ashford win, Corinthians 0, Chichester 2. East Grinstead 2, Sittingbourne 4. Atropong has just come on loan from Hungerford, and he got a hat-trick on Saturday, so that's a great loanee from Sittingbourne. Faversham 1, Sevenoaks 2. They needed that win, Sevenoaks. Haywards Heath 2, Hastings 2, we've seen it already. Herne Bay 0, Burgess Hill 0. Lancing 0, Hythe Town 1. Phoenix Sports 2, Three Bridges 3. And this game's unbelievable. Three Bridges went 1-0 up in the 7th minute with Perry, and then Walker got it back to 1-1. They think they're going to win this game, or get a draw, I beg your pardon. Perry comes back up on the 81st minute, gets a second, 2-1 to Three Bridges. Then Phoenix Sports get another one, second in the 90th minute. It's an own goal by a Three Bridge player, Bromage. And then in the 90th minute again, a guy called Kay had come up for Three Bridges and scored again. So it was 2 goals in 90 minutes, both scored by Three Bridges, and they come away 3-2. So, you know, Phoenix Sport, you must feel you've got to have some luck sooner or later. Ramsgate 1, Cray Valley 1, as I said, free to get in, 703 people, superb turnout. And Whitehall 0, Whitstable Town 1. Tuesday night there was a couple of games. Hastings United got back to winning's ways. They beat Chichester Town 2-0. And as I said, Whitehall 1, Herne Bay 2. So the fixtures coming up for this Saturday, the 4th of December. Burgess Hill at home to Corinthian. Chichester City versus Ashford United. Craig Valley versus Herne Bay. Hastings versus East Grinstead. Hythe Town versus Phoenix Sports. Sevenoaks Town versus Whitehawk. Sittingbourne play Ramsgate. Three Bridges Faversham Town. VCD Athletic versus Lancing, and Whitstable versus Haywards Heath Town. So not really any top of the table clash really there. There's probably one, Craig Valley PM versus Herne Bay. And if Herne Bay can win that, they will go 1 point behind the Craig Valley. So that's probably the game of the weekend in the South East Division.
Raised Athletic were looking for a first win in 5 as they travelled to Hashtag United. A fine header from Okonkwo in the first half beat the keeper, but not the upright. It was Okonkwo who eventually got the winner in the 74th minute, keeping his eye on the ball at the back post before showing off the moves. There was still time for Okonkwo to be denied by the frame of the goal yet again. His cushioned volley not quite dipping enough underneath the crossbar. Hashtag United were denied a clear penalty at the death. Hughes Mason brought down in the box, but referee George Latham played advantage as Luke Herr's strike hit the side netting. Final score, Hashtag United 0, Raised Athletic 1.
Right, that was one game from the North Division. Thanks very much for sending it in. Hashtag versus Grey. Athletic. So just one bit of news from the North Division, and again another manager goes. It's Barking's manager this time, Justin Gardner. He's left. He's departed the club, and he joined in summer of 2017. So he's been there a while. He was at Billericay Town, and I'm not sure they're in 15th place at the moment in the North Division, Barking. So obviously the chairman or the committee felt they've had enough time, and Mr. Gardner's not in the job anymore. So good luck to you, Justin. Hope you sort yourself out and get another job, mate. Right, so let's talk about the #Grays game, athletic game. I'm not sure what number 5 was doing up there for Grays Athletic, Jeffrey, the big centre half, but good goal, good strength by him. He had a few players around him, and he just got enough strength to get his head and put it into the goal. The woodwork was hit a couple of times, definitely. Grays hit the woodwork from Jeffrey, and earlier on, #United hit the woodwork as well. But the big talking point is, no doubt about it, the big talking point is the penalty. I don't mind the referee playing advantage, but the guy was going to the left of the goal. He had a big angle to try and get it, a small angle to try and hit the goal, and he just we're never going to score. So I think the ref did right for playing on, but when he missed it, I think he should have pulled it back and gave the penalty. I believe. I don't know if that's wrong ruling or what the law, but that's how I feel. Good advantage. Then there was no advantage. Bring it back and put up and have the pen. So that's how I saw that game. Just ended in 1-0. I beg your pardon, to Grays Athletic. So weren't much of a game, I don't think. Again, weather probably ruined it as well. So let's have a look at the results for the North Division on Saturday. Averley 4, Witham Town 2. It's unbelievable. Witham Town, they're down the bottom and they're trying to dig for their, working for their life to get out of there, and they get 2 goals away at Averley and just can't get nothing out of the game. And Danny Scoops is doing a good job down there, doing a good job. Barking 1, Stone Market 6. So that's maybe why Justin Gardner had to go, because that's a tonking and a half, 6-1, isn't it? Wowee. Basildon 3, Romford 0 down the bottom. Again, that's a 6-pointer. Dereham Town 3, Goggshall Town 0. So I've been talking about Dereham trying to catch Canby Island up while they've been playing in the trophy, and had a good win and a good 3-0 win there, and a clean sheet as well, and they closed the gap down to 3 points. So well done for Dereham Town there. We've seen # versus Hayes Athletic. This is one of the surprises of the Saturday, no doubt about it. Hullbridge Sports 1, AFC Sudbury 1. They can't buy a win at the moment, Hullbridge, and they get a good draw against AFC Sudbury. So I think they must be well pleased with that. They were 1-0 down after 5 minutes, Hullbridge Sports, and they got the equalising in the 81st. So and then Tilbury 1, Haybridge Swifts 2. Only one game this week during the week, and that was #3 AFC Sudbury 2. In a little bit of a blip at the moment, AFC Sudbury drew on Saturday and lost on Monday. # got back to winning ways. It was 2-2 again, and then they # scored in the 90th minute again. So a few late goals going in. You've got to play to the end of the game. That's always been said. You've got to keep playing. So that's the North Division. Let's have a look at the table now. And Canby Island, like I said, they had a good trophy run. They played 33 points. Dereham Town a 15 and played 30 points. Goal difference is a big thing, Canby Island a +26. That's worth, I'll tell you what, probably about 6 points, I reckon that's worth. Averley climbing up into 3rd. They're played 15, 27 points. AF Sudbury, they're still up there, 13, 27 points. Grays Athletic, 14, 27 points. Stowbar Market, just on the outside now of the playoffs, played 14 and 27 points. That's about it at the moment. Bury Town, they've got 23 points. So the top 6 is really tight, 3 points in it, 6 points to Canby as well. Down the bottom, Hullbridge Sports, another team, 15 games, 5 points. Romford 15-10. Witham Town 14, 13 points, but it goes right up to Barking. So Barking's win was a really important win on Saturday, and they're sitting in 14th place, played 15, 16, played 13 on 14, I beg your pardon. Felixstowe Water to the 12, 13 points. Great Wakeney Rovers 13 and 13 points. So it really is tight down the bottom there. So any big games there? There's one cracking game on Saturday, one cracking game in the North Division. So the fixtures for Saturday are AFC Sudbury versus Barking, Bury Town versus Basildon United. This is the one. Canvey Island first versus Dereham Town second. So if Dereham Town can get a win there, they will be on the same points, but because of the goal difference, as I said, they will stay top, Canvey Island. But you know, they're pegging away, they're nicking away, aren't they, at Canvey Island, Dereham Town? So that'd be a great game. And if you can get that game sent to us, please send it to us, because I really want to see that game. It's a mouth-watering fixture, isn't it? So I want to see that one. So make sure you send it over to us, please. Gocklesham Town versus Malden and Tiptree, Grays Athletic versus Tilbury, Great Wakeney Rovers versus #United, Haybridge Swifts versus Hullbridge Sports, Romford versus Felixstowe Walton United, another good one here, I didn't see this one, Stowmarket Town versus Averley, so 6th versus 3rd, and again, if Stowmarket can win that at home, they will jump above Averley. So a couple of cracking games in that league on Saturday. Witham Town versus Brentwood Town. So and there's a game on Tuesday as well, midweek. Barking versus Brentwood Town, Great Wakeney Rovers versus Bury Town. So that is the North Division all done and dusted. Right, now it's the South Central turn to have a look at their league. But listen guys, we're still not receiving any games from you. This is our 5th week now, and not one game. We might have had 1 or 2, but not many. But we need more, because every other league is pushing, but you guys aren't. So please send your games to us, please, and we can show everybody what you're all about, because it's not a bad league. I must admit, it's got better this season. So let's go through some of the results on Saturday, the 27th of November. Bedfont Sports 1, Basingstoke Town 4, that was a little bit of a surprise there, because Bedfont Sport have done really done well this campaign, and I didn't expect them to go. I know Basingstoke Town are doing really well, but I didn't think they'd beaten 4-1, I must admit. So that was a bit of a surprise there. Bedfont Sports, they're nearly unbeaten this season, and Basingstoke coming there, they really put them to the sword, and well done to Basingstoke. So they climb up to 3rd place in the league, Basingstoke. Other scores in the league are Chalfont and Peter 0, Bracknell Town 2. Bracknell having a great season. Guernsey 0, Chertsey Town 1. Again, Guernsey can't get a winner at home. It's unbelievable. I'm not sure what their record is for their home games, but I haven't got this with me at the moment. But I'm not sure how many games they won at home. So, and then Northwood, they had a good win last week, and then they lose 3-0 at home to Ashford Town. Staines 0, Sutton Common Rovers 2. Good win for Sutton Common Rovers. They needed to start getting some points on the table. Thatcham 1, Chipstead 1. And Thatcham get an equaliser in the 90th minute again. So, as I was saying earlier, a lot of late goals this weekend. And then there was a few games on Tuesday, the 30th of November. Marlow 6, Guernsey 0. Wow, that's unbelievable. English getting a hat-trick there. South Park 0, Westfield 0. And Staines Town 0, Basingstoke Town 1. So, like I say, good win for Basingstoke. They're climbing up the league. And Guernsey can't buy a win at the moment. And it's again, Guernsey, a great crowd. You would expect it anyway on Ireland. 548 people there. But I'd like to know how they feel how they feel their team's doing at home. Why aren't they winning so many games at home? I'd like to find out why that is. Any information, send it in to us, definitely. Right, let's have a look at the league for the South Central Division. Leading the way is Bracknell Town, played 14, 37 points. getting a little bit away at the moment. Now they're just getting a bit of distance, bit of light between them and Basingstoke. Basingstoke are second. They played 14 and 32 points, so 5 points adrift. But I know it's early doors, but you want to keep a bit closer than that. Uxbridge, don't forget, we're going to be chatting with their manager Danny Edwards later on. Had a great FA Trophy win, but we'll talk about that later. Uxbridge are third. They've only played 12 and they're 29 points. Again, a long way behind Bracknell Town. Chertsey doing well. They've climbed up in the playoff spots. They've played 12, 28 points. And Bedfont Sport 13, 27 points. And probably Marlow, after that 6-0 win, they've only played 12 and they're 23. So 26, I beg your pardon. Played 12, 26. So they're probably just about the 6 teams that are trying to get into that playoff spot. Down the bottom, Staines Town on 7 points, same as Northwood. They're on 7 points. Staines have played 14. Northwood have played 15. Chalfont St Peter have played 14. They're 8. Guernsey 10. They've on 8 points. And Tooting and Mitcham, again, another team that are just struggling. They've played 13, 10 points. So it's still tight down there, but these 2 bottom teams have got to sort their act out and start getting some games, winning some games. Right, let's have a look at the fixtures. Any decent games in this league? Yeah, there's one there I can see straight away. Ashford Town, Middlesex versus Guernsey. This is the one. Basingstoke Town versus Marlow. Marlow going in after their 6-0 win. Bracknell Town have got South Park at home. Chertsey Town versus Northwood. Chipstead versus Staines Town. Hanwell Town versus Bedfont Sports. Hanwell Town need to get a result in that one if they want to keep trying to get close to the playoffs. Sutton Common Rovers versus Westfield. Tooting and Mitcham versus Chalfont St Peter. So that's a bit of a 6-pointer. If Tooting can win that and get away from the bottom. And then Uxbridge are playing a Binfield at home. So that's the South Central Division. But like I said, please send your games in. We're going to have a quick chat shortly to the Uxbridge manager, Danny Edwards. So, that's the South Central Division done and dusted. Right, we've got Danny Edwards with us, the first team manager for Uxbridge. Good evening, Danny. How are you, my friend?
I'm not too bad at all.
Good, mate. Good. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Nice to have a chat with you. Thanks for your time for coming on our show tonight. Really appreciate that.
No problem.
Right, we'll talk about the league and how you've been doing in a minute, but we've got to talk about Saturday, haven't we? How you went all the way to Chippenham Town, all the way there, and you come away with a 1-0 win. You must be well proud of your lads.
Yeah, we're very, very pleased. The conditions were horrific on the day. It's one of those ones when you turn up, you've got a Conference South ground, you really want to show what you're about, but the wind kind of impacted the game so much in the first half. It was just a battle. And we wouldn't say that's one of our strengths either, really. So with kind of them to stand up against a Conference South team, to be 0-0 at half time where we were struggling to get out your half because of the wind, really showed the character the boys have got, because there's a lot of younger players there that haven't played at a level. So we're really proud of them. And even in the first half, we had 2 or 3 good chances on the counter where we had a goal disallowed, we've had enough opportunity. But in second half, we were excellent. I thought we were good value. I mean, their manager certainly didn't think so, but you know what I mean? For our benefit of doubt, I was really proud of the performance. I thought they were excellent.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It's all about opinions. And at the end of the day, you come away 1-0 winners and happy days. That's what it's all about at the end of the day, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, we move on to the next round. That's the only thing that I focus on.
Yeah, well, we might as well go on to that one. I know we had a little chat before this week, like about who would you like, and I know, like I said earlier, I'm not disrespectful for folks and Victor, but that is a bit of a pig of a tie, isn't it?
Yeah, I have to admit, when I'm moving in house at the moment, so I was in a position where I was looking for the draw on that day. I was moving down. I kept looking, and it's nothing against the club or anything like that. You're kind of hoping that you're going to get a conference team or something like that. And I think the boys are excited. But I mean, they've had a really good start to the season. They've had a bit of a sticky wicket recently, but you know what I mean. They obviously started the season well. So it's a game that we've got to go with the attitude of that we want to go further in the competition. You look at people like Aveley last year getting to the quarters. There's no reason why we can't try to attempt to do the same. We know they're going to be a very, very good side, and we'll start doing our homework in the next couple of weeks to get ready for the game as best we can.
Have you been to Folkestone before? No doubt you have, I think, would you?
Yeah, yes, I have been. I just remember always being very cold and always going at this time of year. Whenever you go to
Big,
Hythe or Dover, it's always just freezing cold.
big
So
pitch, nice big pitch, isn't it there? Nice big pitch.
yes, it is. Yeah. So I mean, like I said, for where they are in the playoffs in that league, there's some good teams around there, like your Worthings and your Enfield. So you know they're going to be a good side. We're lucky enough; we've got some friends in that league that will help us out a little bit and give us a bit of feedback, so we can go as prepared as we can, like we did on Saturday.
Sure. Well, good luck for the next round anyway, mate. Definitely good luck. And
thank you.
Not long to wait. Saturday, the 18th of December. So, yeah, good luck. I'll keep an eye out for it. Right, let's turn to your league form because, you're sitting third in the league, played 12, 29 points. You've only lost one all season. You must be, again, really pleased with this way your form in your league is going.
Yeah, I think it's caught us a little bit by surprise, truthfully, because we made some big decisions in the summer. My first year at Uxbridge, the first COVID year, we were third when it finished, and then we kept the group together for the second season. And just as a manager being around a little bit, it was something just not quite right about the group. So this summer coming, when the season finished at Christmas last year, as a coaching staff, we said we're probably at a stage where we need to make some changes. And I've been a big believer in that. I felt COVID was going to have an impact on fitness levels, and some of the older players might find it a little bit harder to get around with injuries and stuff. So we kind of dismantled the squad. So we probably let about 65, 70%, not all let go. Players made decisions to move on like they do in the summer. So there was periods during the summer that I was really, really worried. I generally wasn't sure what was going to turn up. And we've kind of bundled our way through and kind of found a formula that's working. And we've been incredibly impressed with some of the boys that we just have taken. There's 2 or 3 boys we've literally taken from park football that never really played a level, and they've been mind-blowing. They've been fantastic. So we've been surprised by some, and then there's a few boys we got in a little bit late in pre-season that we knew would do the business, and they have done. And it's kind of clicking at the moment, but I'm very much aware it's level of football. You're only a bad run away from then looking at sneaking into the playoffs. So at the moment, we're meeting our targets. We're a couple of points ahead of where we would like to have been, which is a positive. So we just need to keep cracking on.
Well, no, I've just seen that you're unbeaten in 12 in all competitions, which is unbelievable. I know you lost penalties against Burgess Hill Town, but you still drew with them, and they're so you're unbeaten in 12. So, like I say, your form you must be really pleased with your form, really happy with the way things are going.
Yeah, and I mean, be fair to us, against Burgess Hill and Northwood, the 2 cup games, we took a lot of the 23 players to give them some experience. So there was players in the squad that hadn't really played potentially recently. So we decided to chuck them in and give them a go, and they were fantastic. To draw 1 all away at Burgess Hill and 1 all against Northwood with younger players shows what the club's about and what we're trying to develop. But even against Walton Casuals, the day when we won 6-2, both centre forwards were left out to be rested, and we rested one of our centre fielders, and we had 2 injuries. So I went there that day, not looking at the competition, not taking it seriously, but I kind of prioritised the next game. And the 2 boys that came in both scored 2 goals, and we were fantastic on the day. And you know what I mean? It shows that I'm being surprised by some of the quality of the group and the character. You know what I mean? Like I said, Saturday kind of showed me what I would have said maybe at the beginning of the season. We're going to struggle in that environment. They're showing what they're about, which is positive, and that's what you need really to have a chance of getting to the playoffs or maybe even winning the league.
Definitely. I know it's a team game. I appreciate that. I'm looking at your team now. Anyone there that really, a leader stands out for you, have really really turned the team round for yourself, or has it been a joint effort?
It's definitely been a joint effort. I mean, because it's difficult, because when you said it straight away, there was a name. Obviously, everyone looks at the top goal scorers and sees Anthony Mendy, who's obviously got loads of goals, and Tony at this level is proven. And when I signed him, I knew what he would bring because he did it for me when I was at Chalfont. I've then got my skipper, Alan Headley, who's played for me for 600 games. Wherever I've been, he's been with me since he's been a kid, and he's influential. And to be fair, the other one is the goalkeeper, Tyler Tobin, who was outstanding on Saturday, who's come in. But there's so many. Like I said, I'm not even including the boys that we've kind of, like Prince and Ezra, that we found on local parks. So there's so many of them. And I think that's why we've been so good, because we've just been consistently solid throughout the group. We've not relied. So, I mean, probably up to the Walton Casual game, probably everyone would have looked at us and thought we're reliant on Anthony to score goals. But then we went to Walton Casuals and scored 6 and he didn't play. And then with the following week, played Guernsey and we scored 3 and he wasn't playing in that. So when you take your main man out and you still score 9 goals in open play, because none of them were set pieces, it kind of says that maybe I underestimated the depth of the group. So it was a positive.
Good recruiting there, mate. Whoever recruiting them, done a good job, haven't they?
Yeah, I won't take the credit on that one.
He needs a bonus, doesn't he? He needs a bonus for that one. Right. I'm not, like I said, you're doing so well in the league. It's a good league this year, isn't it? It seems quite a hard league. I'm looking down some of the teams. Bracknell, obviously, Basingstoke, Chertsey, Bedfont Sports. You know, you go down Chipstead up mid-table at the moment, Bidfield. You know, they're Hamilton. It's a good league this season, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very hard. I mean, if you'd have asked anyone in the summer, everyone would have gone Bracknell. And to be fair to Bobby and the group they've got there, they are very well organised, very well drilled, very professional in their way they do things. And we went there and lost 1-0, and that's the only defeat we've had. And it was a shame the day we went there, we never really turned up on the day. I was disappointed with us. It's probably one of the only times this year I felt we let ourselves down a little bit. But after that, very hard to try and identify the next group, because you know what I mean, the teams you're mentioning, we went to Basingstoke on a Tuesday night, and I know they lost to Chertsey the following week 5-1, but Basingstoke the night were excellent, and we were down to 10 men and nicked a point, and went to Bedfont similarly. And I've seen I get out a lot to games and watch as many teams as I can. I've not seen anyone this year that I'd have said, you know what I mean, they're whipping boys, you know what I mean. We haven't played the Staines, the Thatchams and the Chalfonts yet. We've played a lot of the mid-table to top teams, so we'll be interesting to see. But Marlow will be, we've got them Tuesday night coming up, will be very difficult. Binfield, you know what I mean, have beaten, well, they were 3-0 down to Truro, but won the second half 2-0. I mean, like I said, a club up to do that to Truro is an incredible achievement for a club.
Definitely.
So that shows the kind of depth in the league, really. So I still think you do well to look past Bracknell winning it. But after that, I think what's happened now is after 12 games, there's like 3 mini leagues. I think you've got a bottom 6. I think you've got a mid-table 5 or 6. Then you've got a top 7. Yeah. And I think now there's some shape to the league that we're in that top 7 that we need to kick on now and make sure we get in that top 5 to get that playoff place.
Totally agree. One disappointing thing I do see is like your attendance averaging like 75. You, yourself and your management team and your players are doing a great job. You're putting Uxbridge on the map. You know, I'm talking to all the people out in Uxbridge now. Get out and support them, because averaging 75 isn't great, is it, mate?
No, not at all. No, and it's something that we notice as well, that we go to games now. The clubs like Hanwell and Marlow have done really well recently recruiting. You've got Bracknell get good attendances, Basingstoke do. And I think also more importantly for the football the boy play, we play. You know what I mean? It's a certain style at the club that we pride ourselves on doing things the right way, and it's good entertainment. And I think there has been a few people and bodies now starting to arrive at the club and watching on a regular basis to improve it. But the club's got ambitions to kick on. There's a big development going on at the club in the summer where a lot of money's been invested in the facilities of the club. And the club has the potential certainly to be a step 3 club and even potentially step 2. But as we know, when you look at some of the bigger clubs like your Hayes and the Edmonds that have got to that level, you need an attendance. You need supporters. You can't rely on 150 people at step 3. You need to start doing better. And I know it's something the club are considering about how they market themselves, because location's a bit of a nightmare. It's in an industrial estate, so it's a bit of a stinker to a certain extent getting there. But you know what I mean, in essence, it's something that the club really need to have a focus on how we can get bodies through the door.
Okay, well, great chatting to you. You got Binfield on a Saturday. Be difficult. Well, they're just trying to break into the playoffs. So that's going to be a good game on Saturday, no doubt.
Yeah. McClurgy is someone that I've known through just more phone calls and bits and pieces, and Carl over there. They've got a good team. They've got a good setup. There's a couple of boys that used to play for us, Ollie Harris, and last year Callum Bunting, and we've seen them. They've got some excellent players in the group. Sean Moore in particular in the 10 is a very, very good player. So it'll be a real test for us, because they have a certain style of play and that they're a good side. And we've then got a tough run where we've got Marlow on the Tuesday, and then we were due to be playing Chertsey on the following Tuesday after Westfield. So that's been postponed because the league have allowed us to take the Tuesday off before the Folkestone game. But we've got one thing that we've identified now. We've got a lot of football coming up because of the postponements. So we were lucky at the beginning of the season. We were flying through games. We played a lot more than everyone else. But I'm glad now, because we lose the Sutton Common Rovers game. We've lost the Chertsey game. We're going to have to fit them in. We both know at some stage the weather's coming. So you're going to lose a game or two to the snow or the rain. So we're now wary of what was going to be quite a quiet season with only 36 games, whatever it is, because the white leaf dropping out. That we're really going to have to focus on making sure we maybe get a couple of bodies in and go. But yeah, Binfield will be tough Saturday. But like I said, our home record has been unbelievable this year. I think we played 8 and won 8, so at home we're doing well. So fingers crossed we can get the points.
All right, matey. Well, great chatting to you. Really nice to meet you, and all the best to your team and your management staff and to the club. And you're doing a great job down there. And good luck in the next round of the trophy. And hopefully I might try and get down one day and have a watch and have a chat with you. No doubt, have a beer.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic, mate. It'd be great.
Haywood Heath Town are into the third round of the Velocity Trophy after their win over Ramsgate this past Tuesday night. Nathan Cooper getting on the end of Andrew Briggs' cross before pouncing on his own rebound. Penalties would eventually settle this tie, but Jacob Russell got some early practice in during the 90 minutes, first saving from Kieran Rowe, before Ndozid was immediately brought down for a second spot kick in quick succession. And we guessed right again as Cravid was denied from 12 yards. Some nifty footwork from Joshua Ajayi saw Ramsgate level in the final minute. His low finish sent the game to penalties. And after a marathon run in the shootout was eventually down to Sin Christie to score the decisive penalty as Haywood Heath Town ran out 7-6 winners.
Right, that's all the league's done. So we've got a little Brucey bonus, as they say. We've got a Velocity Trophy game. Haywood Heath again, thank you for sending it all in. We love it, so thanks for sending it in. It's Haywood Heath Town versus Ramsgate, and wow, Nathan Cooper done really well there. He got the shot off. The goalkeeper done his best there. Well, we'll talk about Jacob Russell in a minute, but he got a shot off and he just palmed it straight out of him. And he's on the floor, Cooper was, and he just got a big toe to it. It just looped over the goalkeeper there. And but the unbelievable 2 penalties on the spin. I've never seen that before in my life. I've been to a lot of football matches, and I can't believe I've never seen 2 penalties one after another. After what? Talking 5 seconds. But Jacob Russell, I'll take my hat off to you, mate. I don't know how old you are. You didn't look that old, and you pulled off 2 cracking penalty saves. And well done to you, mate. Because I know you never won the game, but that was, you would have been out. They would have been out of sight, obviously. So well done to you, my friend. So and then Joshua Ajayi, he's scoring goals for fun for Ramsgate in the 89th minute, nice and cool. You can see he's a good goal scorer. He just took his time, got in the 18-yard box and just slotted it home. Good goal scorer. So and then the penalties, as we all know, lotteries, and Haywood Heath, they go and win 7-6. So well done to Haywood Heath. They're into the third round of the Velocity Trophy. Right, before we end tonight's show, we must talk about the FA Trophy, because the Isthmian team's done the league so proud, no doubt about it. And there were some great results and some unlucky results. Binfield, they lost 2-3 at home to Truro City. Would have been a great result for them. Bishop Stortford beat Leiston 5-1. Potters Bar went down 3-1 to Braintree Town. Brentwood Town just lost 2-1 at home to Dulwich Hamlet. Unbelievable. Canvey Island, they were my bet that they might upset Tunbridge Angels, but give Tunbridge Angels their due. They must have went there and done a real professional job. They come away with a 1-0 win. This is one of the results of the weekend. Chelmsford City 1, Cheshunt 2. Well done to Craig Edwards' team. I know they're on a great form, they're on a great run, and a good result there. And another great win as well. Chippenham Town 0, Uxbridge 1. That's better than the Cheshunt one, because that's step forward, Uxbridge. So well done to Uxbridge. Craig Wanderers 2, Ebbsfleet 2, and they beat them 5-3 on penalties. Craig Wanderers, superb, because Ebbsfleet's a good team. They're a really good team. Felixstowe lost 4-0 at home. Hanwell Town lost to Enfield 2-0. Folkestone and Victor went up all the way out to Hampshire, Hartley Whitley, and beat them 2-0 away. And the game that I did was Worthing 0, Dorking Wanderers 2. Game of 2 after, I felt that game was. I think the wind the conditions helped Dorking, I believe, anyway, because they looked lively, the front three for Worthing. And they tried to put the ball behind Dorking, but the wing just kept it carrying, and they couldn't get behind. Dorking Wanderers did keep Ollie Pearce quiet for most of the game, and second half they came out and they did quite a professional job, I thought, Dorking Wanderers. So, they go through to the next round. So the next round, again, we've got some cracking games. They're being played on the Saturday, the 18th of December. The winners, worth winning, 4,500. Losers, 1,250. So let's have a look at the draw for the Isthmian teams. It's Eastleigh in the National League. I've got Enfield Town, so that's a good one for Enfield Town. Got a derby, Hertfordshire derby, Cheshunt versus Bishop Stortford. They might be a little bit disappointed with that draw because obviously they play each other in the league anyway. Kingstonians, great one this. Aldershot Town away. That's going to be a real good one because they're struggling a little bit, Aldershot, in the National League. Craig Wanderers, they're at home to Dartford. That's going to be a big crowd, no doubt about it. Dartford are flying, sort of flying in the National South, League South. They're doing their top. And then the next one, I feel sorry for Uxbridge. Sorry, lads. That's no disrespect to Folkestone and Victor either. Uxbridge are away to Folkestone and Victor. I was speaking to their gaffer during the week, Danny Edwards, and he was saying, I could deal with Barnet. I like Barnet at home or Barnet away. But you've got to go to Folkestone and Victor away, mate, which is going to be a real tricky tie. So good luck to everybody in that, in the next round of the trophy. And no doubt we'll keep you updated on them. So, once again, that's the end of the show. Thanks very much for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed it. My one-man band at the moment. So thanks for joining in, like I said. Don't forget, if you're going to watch football, enjoy yourself.